Alright guys, welcome back to the class. Today we've got another very difficult match against us, but I'm excited for it. It's a new opportunity to fight against some new teams. And just another really good opponent with another pretty significant roster advantage. So this is our opponent, God Emperor Shantarum. I'm sure I'm saying that right, but he actually already messaged us. He wishes us good luck. Really cool guy. I've been very impressed to see the competitive level of these players and just how friendly they are. Both of them have messaged out to me and say, hey, I made sure to attack first and watch the stream first. Like, made it very clear that I know that they have absolutely no obligation to do this, and it's probably not even wrong if they do, but just kind of stand up guys to actually go away and attack first without stream sniping me and gaining an advantage that I don't have. So very cool on their part. He actually did already full clear, so it's entirely in our court now. But before we look at his overall roster, I want to go ahead and bring up, let's see if we can bring his overall, yeah, it's up there, his overall stats up. So this is our entire week. Let's zoom in a little bit on our current opponent. This is him, and you can see that he has a risk rating of 100 right now, which for those who don't use the spreadsheet, basically that means that he is the hardest opponent possible. It scales on from a scale of 1 to 100 in terms of difficulty. So 100 is a very difficult opponent. GP's got a lot more. Don't really care about GP though. As far as gear 13s, he has about 50 more, a little over. He has more Zetas. That's probably not the biggest deal in the world. He has more GSC Omicrons, including Star Killers, which we don't have. He has more Galactic Legends. This doesn't always happen. He has more plus 15s and plus 20s than we do. And that is one of the ways that we typically have our opponents that match. This guy, he has his beat. So, really fantastic roster, really good player. So let's go ahead and head back to the actual match here. So also show a little bit of what he said on defense and what we said on defense. And then we'll actually get to the battles. So down here, yeah, he already full cleared us. The idea here was I was really grasping at straws. I was trying to pull out anything that he might have that could beat JMK, and this is gonna suck. I said armor on defense, and I'm pretty darn sure I need armor to full clear him. So this match is already looking super sketchy. Yeah, but he had the 2-shot ban. He said that he made some mistake. I don't know what it was, and an axe. I don't want to know what he used, at least yet. And then he one-shot our entire back wall here, so that's not good. I one-shot the top as well. My top wall was pretty junky. Like, these are just whatever teams, none of them are really important. And then he struggled a little bit on ships, which has been expected just because of what we've been setting. We set the TIE Bomber Negotiator comp to stop his rebels. He has good rebels, and then just standard Executor. So he was able to full clear us. He left us a little bit of wiggle room, but if he has JMK in the back, we just don't clear him because we have Star Killer here. I've never fought Star Killer. We're gonna try GG Nute there just to hope it works. He's got Lord Vader, which Lord Vader doesn't seem. It's not the worst. It doesn't have Maul, but it's still going to be a little challenging. If we can somehow do this without Watt, so that we can take Watt with C up against his Ray up top, I think we'll be fine, but I just don't know if that works. There's a Dark Revenant team I don't particularly love. Dash team's okay. Gas, probably be able to CLS that, but yeah, I don't know how we beat this without Watt, because we're so dumb with placed armor on defense. Even with Watt, it's a little tricky because JTR's healing is unresistible. Yeah, but let's go ahead to get to the fights and see how we do. All right, let's go ahead and get to these battles now. The first one, this is the first time we've ever done this. This is actually rather exciting for me. Trying to learn a bit. It's taking Grievous Nute versus this Palpatine, really a Star Killer team is what it is. And it starts off to go really well. We immediately proc B2. Mara Jade being in there does make this a little bit difficult because with Tenacity down, there's really no way that B2 doesn't get shocked here. Like I commented actually in the live stream, I was like, oh, I need more Tenacity on B2, and like that's just not gonna get us anywhere. But we decided to go completely for Mara Jade first, and that really looks like it works. Like we're just gaining so much turn here on this team. We're getting so far ahead of them. We're able to take out Mara Jade first. We're going to go ahead and heal B2 because we can feed a protection despite having shock. He does eat it there, but that's fine. We're able to get Visas out so that you can't revive anyone. That would be very sad. Really able to work down Star Killer really quickly here, and he just dies. I like this counter a lot. Like I've seen a lot of people use it. The data on this is very good. There's a lot of people that vouch for BB-8 instead of Nute. according again to the statistics we have, it's pretty much even. Like, you can use either or, so depending on what your roster needs are, you can do that. We're gonna go ahead and take in a favorite of mine that I really love, and that is our Iden versus Mon Mothma. But this is, once again, we're taking in our Gear 11, Gear 12 Iden team with the Omicron against someone's entirely R5, R7 Mon Mothma. And not to spoil it, but I mean, there's just nothing they can do. Like, it is such, it's like the definition of a hard counter. It just can't be stopped. And I don't know how long I'm going to keep doing this. I know that I do eventually want to gear Iden, I think. And when we do, then she's really more useful as a defensive character. I just don't know, guys. Especially with the rise of the Wompacron happening now. Yeah, which does seem to be fairly mod dependent, though. So I've seen people succeed with it, and I've seen them fail with it. I were able to get the Death Mark and Kyle Katarn here. So that was really nice, so he can't come back. You guys saw how much damage they're doing to Snowtrooper. They're almost killing Snowtrooper, but it's just the amount of assists this team deals out. It is just way too much for them to do anything about. Way too much. Like, they even get like the full 5 stun with Car, and it just doesn't matter. There's really just nothing they could do, at least with the gear variants. I mean, if we were maybe like Gear 7, they'd probably trash us, but hard counter's gonna hard counter, and then yeah, we're able to just link. We use Death Mark to get rid of Kyle Katarn, and then we use Death Mark to get rid of Kara there. And that's pretty much how the entirety of this battle goes, just getting Death Mark, because otherwise Mon Mothma revives them. And we do have stacking offense, but it almost doesn't really feel like enough to be able to, like, I would like to be able to beat this team faster than, 3 or 4 minutes into it, but I guess I shouldn't complain. A win is a win. Yeah, so we end up killing 3 of them via Death Mark, and the last one just gets to go down. All right, so then we go ahead and we're going to take Qui-Gon Jinn versus this BAM team. I don't typically take Cam here, but the way that our opponent has his defense set up, I don't really think we need to split our Jedi in a way that we need Cam with JML. I really like Cam with JML, so I started with the AoE. A lot of people don't do that, but I wanted to do it specifically to mess with this team's turn order. I don't really think it made that big of a difference, if we're being honest here, but did that, and then this counter just works because the AI is so wildly terrible about this. We use Plo's Basic here to wipe off Mechanic Savvy so that he has less buffs. Jedi Anakin gets ticked off here. Jedi Anakin gets ticked off again, and we're able to do a ton of damage to BAM there. And again, the AI refuses to attack the proper character, so all that ends up happening is our team becomes more or less immortal. And as long as they don't go after Qui-Gon Jinn with AoEs, and we can just slowly work the whole team down, which pretty much what we end up doing. So we don't have days now, so we're going to go for the TM up, which is nice. Equalize with everyone, and that actually puts someone below 50% health, so Jedi Anakin gets to take another bonus turn. I don't think Barris is necessary here either, but it's Qui-Gon Jinn with the kill there. It is nice to have her. Little 100k hit without the sacrifice from Jedi Anakin on this, and that's a win. So this match was probably the first of the sketchier battles that really involved a lot of clench. You'll notice here we're taking SLKR versus a decent Lord Vader team. It would be better with Maul, obviously. One of the tanks for Maul would be the ideal Lord Vader team, but this is still this is better than the junky ones that put Tarkin or characters that aren't even Empire in it. I've seen a few that like to put Sith in there for some dumb reason. Anyways, we're not taking Watt. We're not taking Watt, which means we do not get the heal from Daka, and we do not get the cleanse from SLKR. So it is a little bit sketchier, and the reason why we're doing this is because our opponent put a really good raid team up top that our C does not beat without Watt. Like, we have to have Watt, so we couldn't really use them in 2 places here. So we're going to be, I figured this would be the safer one to do this. One of the things that I think helps a lot for this team is to have a really slow Daka. We've just had a really nice misclick there. We actually just gave TM to Daka instead of SLKR. That was terrible. But having a really slow Daka allows pretty much for Kylo Ren to take, for every 1 turn that she takes, he gets to take 3 turns. And basically what that means is that she's never going to have to take a turn where she has dots. So we do go ahead and stun Vader here just because his Merciless Massacre is a little sketchy, especially because Daka really isn't healing other than her own heal, so I don't want him to get in there and Culling Blade her and kill her. So, not like I would never do this unless I absolutely had to. I wouldn't just do this for fun. Like, oh, we'll take Watt with some other team, we'll save him. No, I would very much like to use Watt on this team from every single chance I get, but I didn't really have that luxury this match. This is kind of where it got us. As you can see, it's going pretty darn well. We're halfway through the match, and we already have most of the ads dead. We have all the ones that deal damage at least, and really, there's no losing at this point. Even if they do manage to kill Daka, SLKR versus Lord Vader, SLKR wins that fight in the 1v1 scenario. So, still doing really good here, trying to siphon as much as we can on the character that is stunned. Yeah, now we just get to go all out of Lord Vader. Unfortunately, I believe First Order Officer died while he was whatchamacallit, while Lord Vader was Zaul, so we don't get to bring him back. But Stormtrooper survives, which is pretty wild. All right, so Lord Vader's dead now. And now this match. So you see that we're taking in 3 tanks along with Watt. This is a really, really well-modded Rey. She has, I think, 13k offense, and she's not even R9. Like, it's a brutally well-modded Rey. I don't even know if I played this right. But we marked JTR and Rey just because I think Rey probably takes the most turns. And I want to make sure to zap JTR as soon as we can, because if we can zap her, then she doesn't land the undispellable, irresistible healing immunity on us, which is our big concern. This is not going great. They managed to kill one of my tanks before Rey even got to her ult. Going to basic there with guard just so that we don't get countered by everyone and he just dies. We're really, really, really trying to survive here, and this is such a sketchy match. And the R2 is also offense modded, so he's going to be hitting really hard once he gets around. So, fortunately, the tanks were just enough to help us tank the ults, and JTR still gets healing immunity out. So this is like verbatim what we didn't want to happen, and now we have healing immunity on us. Rey is really close to her ult, and R2 is still alive, so she's still getting the offense boost that is coming from him. And the bros are still dealing a decent amount of damage. And this one scares me so much. I really need to R8C. He's at 190k health right now at R7, but I mean look how close that is. Oh, that's so close. And the whirlwind right after it too. Yikes. And we're trying to keep R2 alive here in the very beginning just so that we can take the opportunity to link him and gain protection back with Watt, but oh my gosh. This match was a little bit stressful. We've had some clenchers before, but gosh, was this one bad. Yeah, so she gets ult. We still go for the zap because I want R2's offense to not be included, and then we kill her. So best 51 banners I'll ever get. I'll take it. Yeah, that was so rough though. So rough. Dude did not love. This is his SLKR team. We vouchered for JML lead instead of going like the Jedi Knight Rev and Jedi Knight Luke route, because this opponent was really well modded. This is probably the best well modded, if that's how you say that, opponent that we've had ever. The red trooper over there, lobster, however you want to call him, he was modded. It was full defense sets on top protection primary, so there was no way, absolutely no way, that my Jedi Knight Luke was going to be able to control him. So we just went ahead and used Jedi Master Luke here, and then we have plans for a pretty decent Jedi Knight Revan team elsewhere. And we took Ayla here. I don't love Ayla. She's good. Obviously, she's working just fine in this comp. But typically, we would use Cam here. But I was really expecting to have J&K in the back, and instead it was SLKR, which, I mean, it's fine. It worked out just fine for us. But yeah, you can see in here, we come out of this with 64 banners, which is really nice versus a Galactic Legend. Even using a Galactic Legend, I'll take that any day. Now we're going to go ahead and do Rebels versus Gas. We're pretty much perfectly modded to be able to do this, so I wasn't too worried about this. Again, he was well modded. He had all the right stuff. Offense sets, defense sets, protection primaries. Pretty much what you would expect. We're able to get Gas down here in kind of a timely manner, just basic there. But Chewbacca took a lot of damage here. Call in CLS because that'll get turned into the rest of the team. We avoid the buffs just because I don't want to give gas free crit damage. No, it's free offense. Or is it? Yeah, because he gets a flat fit. Yeah, it's offense. So we avoided that, and yeah, Chewbacca's not looking too hot here, but we're still going. We're able to get everyone down, so that was really, really nice. Did not land days on Chewbacca, so that helped immensely. He's really holding in there. So I typically don't like to swap stances, but I really just wanted to get gas down. So 60, I'll take it. Yeah, I'm really not doing too hot on banners, but our opponent did drop against that BAM that we showed at the beginning. They had a pretty hard time on ships, so we have a little bit of wiggle room, kinda. Yeah, then there's this Maul team. I really don't like this team. I think this is a, if I'm being honest, just a bad distribution of teams. I don't like Maul lead at all. Like, unless you're a really young account, maybe not a young account, but you're a smaller account and C is your only Galactic Legend, and you're just really strapped for teams, or maybe C is one of your 2 Galactic Legends, then yeah, use Maul lead. But for end game accounts to be putting Darth Revan or Traya, or I've seen so many people just go for Darth Maul lead instead of the other ones, and it's just bad. Like, you lose a ton of viability with it. Like, one of the things that would have kept, like, this wouldn't have worked if it was Darth Revan in the lead, because then he would be able to Deathmark or Jedi Knight Revan, and Jolie wouldn't be able to bring him back. It just would have been way messier. And like, one of the big things about Darth Maul's lead is they get to start with turn meter, and Jedi Knight Revan doesn't even let them do that. And this is just one kind of like a emo, one of our someone who's frequently in chat and a good friend. He had suggested, oh, you just Grievous out, and he didn't know we had to use Grievous versus Starkill at that point. But that's just the thing. Like, there are quite a few other options to Maul lead Darth Revan or Maul lead whatever than there are to just, standard Darth Revan. So, yep, and it takes us a minute to get everyone down, but the enemy team just does not have enough DPS to chew through us. What's his face over there? Marauder's pain in the butt because of the amount of buffs are passed around, but he does eventually go down. And Darth Revan just dies. 64, very easy. So this match was really sketchy. So we take in our 4-star Aura and our Gear 12 Mando and Grief against this fully relic dash team. It's not the best dash team, albeit, but the dash himself was really fast. Really fast. He was 268 after his lead so this is like the only team that I had that even had a shot at 2-shotting it, which was really important because we could afford 1 2-shot. Oh, that was a nice little freeze frame there. So I looked at every team I had, and I'm like, I can't beat this with any other team. I know that we'll be able to at least get out dash with Aura lead, and that's just gonna have to be good enough. We have 2-shot, but we can get dash out. And yeah, so we get dash out pretty easily. We couldn't use boss lead. Boss lead with Boba Fett here would have been way better. But if I remember correctly, dash was actually the weakest character. And LT starts with a pre-taunt, so that really negates being able to use them, at least the way my roster is right now. Fennec probably makes that possible, but you can see we're really struggling here with how undergeared our team was. Like, if we had a R5 Aura and maybe R5 Mando, we would have a decent amount of DPS here to be able to deal with them. But without, just with how undergeared we are in the comp we have, we're just doing no damage. We're pretty much just trying to wait everything out until we can get back to another disintegrate with Mando. And luckily, sorry for everyone, but like, Dad Bobo is just he's really bad outside of TW. Like, he does absolutely nothing for this comp. We fought a comp a while ago that had Young Han in here, and I feel like Young Han just did way more. Granted, he's a smuggler, and if it's a bounty hunter, but still. Yeah, we're pretty much going around, and we still have 0 damage coming out. Still just abysmal. We're not getting anywhere. The only reason the other 2 characters died was because of Mando's Annihilate, which at this point we've just kind of accepted that. And we get around to the next one. I almost go for their Boba, but he's almost dead anyways. We kill him with a mass attack, and from here I'm pretty sure we just hit auto. There's L3 does become really tanky after a couple of turns, but now we still have 2 minutes on the clock to be able to get back to another disintegrate with Mando. So I don't even think I was paying attention at this point. It doesn't it's not really relevant. So yeah, we're just kind of waiting this out. She keeps cleaning stuff and snipes. So yeah, we killed 4 to the 5 of them with disintegrates, but we didn't lose, so that was pretty cool. We are able to save some banners there, and that is pretty important. So we're able to take Bad Batch against Geos here. Really nothing impressive or insightful about this battle. Make sure your echo's faster and then win. That's, I mean, we were doing this back when we had the badly geared Bad Batch when they were only like gear 11. I mean, even Relic Geos, as long as you landed the stun, Hoggle didn't dodge you, everything was fine. And then this is actually a really satisfying ending though. We had like one little tap with tech and they all fall down. 65. I'll take it every day. And then we used Troopers versus Night Sisters, which this is also weird. Yeah, his back row was very surprising. His back row was a lot of teams that he typically never sent, including SLKR. So we didn't, probably could have undersized here, to be frank. But I didn't really want to, given I knew we were already kind of ahead. Like our opponent had failed a total of 4 times, once of which was on the same ship, or on the same fleet rather. So he's down, so he's supposed to be down 50 banners. But we're just doing really, really bad on banners as well. We got a 51 with C versus Ray, which is essentially a failed battle. And then just kind of poor everywhere else. So trying to be as efficient as we can, just making sure we don't drop a battle. And we come into ships now, and he put Negotiator Malevolence on defense, which was really weird. Not necessarily as in general, but the player that we fought against, it was really cool. He was actually in chat the entire time. His name's Shantaram. He was a great guy. I think some of his guildmates came out too. They were very, very respectable, very, very sportsmanlike. So shout out to them. Very cool. A good match in general. I told him that both on stream and in message later. But he put down both Negotiator and Malevolence, which he typically never does that. He typically always sets Executor and I want to say Brawn. I want to say that's what he does. But so we get here and we're caught a little bit off guard. And for those of you who know me, I hate Negotiator. There's nothing in the game that I hate more than the Negotiator fleet. There's just so many variables. I don't know if it's just fleet in general. Maybe I just hate fleet, but it always gets burned down to this because there's just so much that can go wrong. It's probably how I wasn't playing the game at the time. It's probably how everyone felt when Night Sisters first came out. Like you couldn't really consistently get them all down before they healed or revived, because that's what I feel like with this fleet as well. Like you get close to killing General Anakin and then Plo comes in, and then you get close again and then Undying Loyalty hits, and then you get close again and then they get their ults, and then it's a nightmare. I do not enjoy this match. So we took an Ebon Hawk. My Ebon Hawk does not have good gear with the intent to just kill Jedi Anakin. And of course we get really close 2 times, and what happens? They put on Unending Loyalty. Or Undying Loyalty, I don't know the name, it doesn't matter. Yeah, luckily we do get Jedi Anakin down, which doesn't make this any much less, but it just guarantees the fleet is eventually going to go down. Yeah, once Jedi Anakin is out of there, this fleet really doesn't have a leg to stand on. Yeah, just trying to figure out what we can do to minimize the damage here. The really big issue with this is, even if we win this, I don't have a fleet to take down Malevolence. We put both Negotiator and our Executor on defense. So I don't have 2 good fleets. Like I have Finalizer to beat his Malevolence. And I've never done that before. Never. And we looked up some videos by a few content creators. And I could tell in the videos. I could tell looking at the videos, I'm like, if he had just targeted this character, you would be dead right now. We looked at a few of those, and we were doing well in banners. We haven't dropped a battle yet. So we eventually just kind of, everyone in the chat just kind of bounced for trying with Finalizer first, and then going in with whatever else we had, and just trying to 2 or 3 shot or whatever. Yeah, this Negotiator fight, it drags on way longer than I would like. But we do eventually just get the ult, and then there's nothing. He did. 62, pretty bad. All right, so yeah, we're taking it, like I said, we're taking in Finalizer now versus his Malevolence. We took in guard just to cleanse the offense down, or buzz droids, or whatever you may have, but we don't have the TIE Echelon up and running yet. As of right now, after lock, I have him 4 stars, and he's kind of good. But yeah, the videos we were watching, if you guys know a better strategy, please tell me. The videos we were watching that we're doing this is pretty much you go all in on Sunfac right away, because you can gain turn meter, Just try to put all the damage there, and I was even okay with that because it looked pretty feasible to be able to kill Sunfac almost immediately. Even if we lose, at least we can take down one ship and then we can go from there. And yeah, this is bad. They got buzz droids on everyone. They pretty much just ripped right through everyone, just slaughtered them, and I think we're at a loss here no matter what. Like, sure, we got out Sunfac, but they're gonna have a different starting 3, and the Vulture is really who I wanted to kill. I really wanted to get the Vulture out of there. But yeah, we got the stun on Hyena, which was nice. And I mean, there were 2 targets for them to get. It was impossible for Spy not to mark Silencer. I guess he could have not chose to go after him, but that's what it is. And then we get here, and we're just trying to do as much damage to the Vulture droid as we can, so whatever we come in and clean up can immediately rip it down. But it is quite rough. It is quite rough because at this point they've got buzz droids out again, so Hyena's taunting. Can't really do anything about that. Yeah. So I mean, we kind of got what we came for. I really would have loved to get one more kill and just take it on Sunfac. And now we have to take in our really bad rebels. I don't have Biston geared. We're coming in with pretty much, if you have JML, like the minimum Rex, like R3 Biggs, R6 Han and Chewie, like that's the fleet we're working with here right now. And on the stun, luckily Spy finished with their big hit, so this is a huge misplay. I should have been targeting Vulture here. I said that as I did. I was like, oh, why did I do that? Yeah, it would have been so much nicer to immediately get Vulture out of there, but we didn't. And here we are, and we did get a little bit. We did get a little bit of good RNG coming right into this because they had a pretty good opportunity to go after our Millennium Falcon, and they chose not to. Yeah, but we brought in Cassian there. My Cassian doesn't have any gear, but he synergizes so well with the Millennium Falcon. We're able to get the Vulture droid out, so now it's just a question of getting Ebonhawk and Spy out of there. And Spy's got the annoying stealth mechanic, but we at least got started on him. Go ahead and make sure Biggs doesn't die there. And I'm having to read Cassian's abilities because I don't know what he does. Like, other than him coming in, dispelling everything and calling to assist, I have no idea what he does. So we're going after Ebonhawk just because I figured we wouldn't hit all that hard, so I didn't want to put Spy into stealth for nothing. And then he brings his soldier, so we eventually start trying to hit soldier because Ebonhawk dodges a lot. Go ahead and bring in the Ghost just so we can get, same reason we brought in Cassian, so that we can specifically call the Millennium Falcon to assist and get that targeted hit. Things are going a little bit sketchy here. Everyone's in the red, but the Malevolence is really close to their ult. They're really close to their ult, far closer than we are. Our Akbar is only gear 12. There, we're able to get him out. We're able to mass attack on Spy. Spy just barely survives. We did get Ebonhawk out. Trying to just kill him with AoEs and just doesn't want to die. They get to their ults. This is so scary. And then this is where they had the opportunity to kill the Millennium Falcon, and they just didn't. And then we beat him, and we got our 42 banners, which put us above our opponents by 8 banners. And this is a good match. Again, shout out to my opponent Shantar. Really played it well. Fantastic. But this just really goes to show every match counts. Every battle, every single one of these battles that got clenching, which was probably half of them. That Rey battle, RC almost died so many times. If he had died, that was game over. If we weren't able to get down Jedi Knight Anakin against the Negotiator here, game over. We lost, because then we would have had to quadruple shot. We might not even clear ships, period. If not having Watt with SLKR here screwed us, if GG could pull this out, there were so many, every single one of these fights. If they decided to target Qui-Gon Jinn instead of, Plo Koon versus Bam, done. Every battle mattered. Every battle mattered. We were essentially able to take down an opponent who, regards to roster, had every advantage on us. Yeah, really good match. This is really why I was excited for the new GAC. This is why I was excited. There's some of these that we are going to lose, that are going to be up against really good players. As was the case with Brown, but there are some of these guys that we're going to get a shot. We don't want to waste our shot. So that is going to be it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And as always, stay awesome.